I'd like to welcome you to our second ever We Local. Our first ever We Local was last weekend in Pittsburgh, so we're hot on the trail here with our second one. It's so exciting to see this come to fruition. As I said earlier today, this was an idea we had about 6 years ago, and it's taken some time to come together. And I'd like to thank the committee for all the work that they've done, and all the governors over the years, and our headquarters staff to making this happen. So if we could give them a round of applause. Okay, so the reason that we've gone to We Locals is we keep growing. If you see here, we have 36,000 members. And I'm not sure if you guys all know how we track our membership, but you can sign up whenever you want to. But if someone doesn't renew at the end of our fiscal year, which is at the end of June, they are dropped from our rolls at the end of December. So at the end of December, we actually had over 40,000 people that had been a SWE member sometime last year, which is pretty amazing. So I want you guys to give yourselves a round of applause for all your work and membership. So, and that is not just in the US, we also have members all around the world. We started forming affiliates, which are basically SWE sections in international locations last year. And we're up to 17 already from all around the world, including Brazil, Nigeria, Qatar, Turkey, India. We actually have a conference, we have a We Local in India coming up soon, in Canada. So we are everywhere around the world. We also have groups of members called Affinity Groups. Some of these have been around for a long time. So groups like our LGBT group, our African American, our Latina Affinity Groups have been around for a while, but they existed through listservs, which is kind of, 10 years ago. So we just updated them this year to Facebook groups. So if you're interested in joining one of these affinity groups, if you go on Facebook and you search SWE African American AG, it'll come up. We also just added 3 new affinity groups. We have one for small businesses, people that either own a small business or work for a small business. We have one for entrepreneurs, and also one for women in government. So women in government had been a committee, they've been in flux, so this is a great new way for our women in government to network together. Okay, so continuing to talk about growth, let's talk about We16. How many of you were in Philadelphia this past October? Okay, that was like half the room. Woohoo. So, which I know was a lot of people because we had almost 12,000 people at SWE Conference. That is an amazing and a huge amount of women engineers in one city. We took over Philly. I mean, crazy how many different, I love this one. We had 3,500 luggage tags printed. Lots of great statistics. We had the most exhibitors we ever had. I know our career fair was really busy. Anyone in this room get a job offer from the career fair? Woohoo. Hopefully we'll have more hands held up from the career fair out there today too. And just a great time in Philadelphia, and we're looking forward to continuing to grow as our conference meets in Austin this upcoming October. End of October, we'll be downtown Austin, great facility for our conference. And our theme this upcoming year is Always Connecting, Always Engineering. Our theme for our last year was Life's Variable, SWE's Your Constant. Which also has become the theme of my year as SWE President. So Jonna Gherkin, who will be SWE President next year, will be using that as her theme. But I think both of our themes work really well together to explain how SWE is not just for one moment in your life. It's not just while you're a student and you're looking for a job. It's something that can serve you throughout your entire career, from our SWE Nexters, who are still in K through 12th grade, all the way up through retirement. So you're here at We Local. So as you see, we had one last week in Pittsburgh, San Jose. We have 2 more. We also have our international conferences are being melded into our We Local mold. So we'll be in Pune, India in March. I just got my visa yesterday, so woohoo, ready to go. And Amsterdam will be in May. So putting the SWE brand around the world is really exciting. Next year, we'll be expanding our WE Locals, and there'll be 5 US-based WE Locals. We'll also be having them overseas, but we have the locations set for our US-based ones. The dates are still to come, so watch our social media for that. But we'll be having our locations in Portland, Phoenix, Tulsa, Madison, woohoo, I'm a Wisconsin grad, and Providence. So you can guess which one I'll be at next year. A cool thing we've been able to add at our WE Locals is also having an outreach event. Some of our region conferences in the past have had them, but not necessarily consistently. But one thing that we've been able to bring from our society conference, which every Saturday of society conference we have an event called Invent It, Build It, which last year had over 1,000 girls, along with their parents and educators, attend. We'll be having design labs at our WE Local. So this Saturday afternoon, there'll be, I think it's about 150 girls, along with parents and educators, will be coming in to learn more about engineering. And this one's specific for middle school girls, which is that target market we have for teaching them about science and STEM and keeping them involved. So, continuing to talk about outreach, SWE members do a lot of outreach. Last year, we have recorded over 72,000 girls that were impacted by a SWE program. Can you believe 72,000? I want you guys to give yourselves a round of applause for that. There's a lot of other organizations out there, and some of them may get more publicity than us, but they're not reaching 72,000 girls. And I know that we're reaching even more than that because, as you see on the bottom, 197 sections reported an outreach event. So what these numbers are from is from our outreach tool that you can find online on our SWE website. So we have over 400 sections. I know we've done more outreach than just the 72,000, but those are the events that we have recorded. So I challenge everyone here today that if you do an outreach event, including if it's just you going and talking to a high school and talking to a classroom about something, to record that event, because I'd love to see that number next year in the 6 figures. I know we can impact over 100,000 girls this year. So that's my call and mission to you, to get your call of action following this State of SWE, to go out and record your outreach events. Because especially this week is Engineers Week. How many of you guys did an outreach event just this week? Okay, it's about a third of the room. So I know that this month is like a busy month for doing outreach. So one of the areas our outreach continues to grow is through our SWE Next membership. So this is free for girls, well, actually not just girls, but for students K through 12th grade. They can sign up for SWE Next. Depending on their age range, depends what kind of things they get. If they're in the K to 8th grade range, they get monthly activities mailed to them that they can do at home with an adult. Some of our older members, the more high school range, get social media challenges. They also have a Facebook page where they can ask questions about, there's also some college students that are involved in that page. So they can ask questions about, getting ready for college and things there. Do we actually have any SWE Next alumni here? I don't see any. Region B, we actually had someone who had been a SWE Nexter and joined SWE, because the program's only been around for a year and a half. So we have about 5,000 SWE Nexters, along with already 800 alumni. So the program is going to continue to grow, and we're going to see those students that joined as middle school and high school come on, and then when they get to college, join our SWE sections. So we also have SWE Next Awards that we started handing out, and you'll see some of those tomorrow night at our awards banquet. We've just updated our membership outreach page. So if you go to SWE's website, one of the things you can do is on there's a link to click to email the SWE Nexters in your area. We can't publish a membership directory of them because of being underage and privacy laws. But if you want to get your event information to them, go to this page and get the link. There's also a bunch of other links on this page where you can learn about different outreach events, how to have your own one, and how to join SWE Next. So lots of great things, and you'll also see our SWE Next page is going to look like this very soon. Another super cool outreach thing we did this year was created our own comic book. So SWE has our own comic book series called Constance and Nano's Engineering Adventures. It was designed by a female comic book artist, and if you want to learn more about her, I did a podcast with her. It's available on SWE's iTunes podcast channel. But we handed these premiered at Society Conference. Everyone who attended Invent It Build It got one, and we're ready. There's a second edition in the works, and all the SWE Nexters also got one of these by mail. So this has been really well received by our SWE Nexters, and we're excited to keep a new way to talk about engineering through this fun book. And just some more, I love outreach. I love talking about how we can impact all these girls and get them into engineering. Some of our outreach partners, I just want to highlight them. One is First Robotics. SWE, with grants through the Motorola Solutions Company, is able to give donations to 20 teams, and that's just at the society level. I know a lot of local sections also support First Robotics competitions. We also go to the competitions, so I know there'll be a lot of social media around the world competitions coming up soon. Girl Scouts has been a long-time SWE member, which has a special place in my heart because I was a Girl Scout, and we actually are expanding our memorandum of understanding with them, and we'll be having even closer involvement with some sections and their local Girl Scout councils, so watch for more information on that coming soon. Another one that's on here that this week, Discover E. So back when I was in school, we called it Engineers Week. It's been remarketed to be Discover E, because it encompasses more than just the week. But Discover E, we're in the middle of well, actually not in the middle, we're at the end of Engineers Week. But so happy end of Engineers Week. But they do a lot of cool programming, and this year, the cool thing that they did is released a movie about engineering. So who's seen Hidden Figures? Like almost everyone in the room, yeah. Because seriously, a movie about women in STEM. How could we not go? So this month, there's been another movie released about engineering called Dream Big, and it's showing at Science Center IMAXs, including the one like right next to us. So if you want to sneak out for an hour. But the movie is 40 minutes long, and it's amazing. Just really, when you see it, you'll be like, I love engineering, and this is why I do what I do. A lot of female movie stars in there talking about why they do engineering, and it's to promote engineering to students. And so if you're interested in some outreach events with your local science center, be sure to contact them, because I know that they're bringing in engineers to kick off the movies. They're doing a lot of outreach events with students, having girls' night out at the movies and things like that. And actually, even when it's done showing in production, or on their regular showing schedule, they'll have that movie in the archives. So, if your big event was just, a couple weeks ago and you want to show it next year, they should be able to bring it out of the archives to show at your event. So, it's a tool we're going to be able to use for a long time. Okay, so another type of advocacy SWE does is our Congressional Visit Day, which is coming up in March. So March 15th and 16th, and we're going to be in DC. The event it's open to all SWE members, both collegiate and professional. The event starts on Wednesday with a half day of training, teaching you how to do advocacy and how to go talk to your Congress people. And then Thursday morning, we meet once again, we get some handouts, and then we go off to meet with our senators and Congress people. We divide it by state, so you meet with the people that are from your state, so the people that you're a constituent of, and talk to them about things that are part of SWE's mission that we're really interested in furthering the cause of. So things like Title IX. Title IX is not just about sports, it's about equality in all of education. We talk about funding for diversity in things like NSF grants. So those are really what our mission is behind. You'll be able to see soon, we'll have what our things we're going to be discussing and advocating for published. As you know, things in Washington are changing on the hourly basis pretty much right now. And one of the things a lot of times we go and advocate for is budget, which that has not been released yet. So this year we're likely not going to be advocating for certain budget line items, but more overall themes. Okay, so if you're not able to attend the day, I know especially a lot of you are from the West Coast, it's hard to get over to the East Coast, you can still advocate on your own. One thing is all your senators and Congress people have local offices. You also have a lot of government is on the local level, from your local school boards to your local, your city councils and your state government. You all have state senators and state congresspeople too. So you can go to SWE's Legislative Action Center and you can find out, well, you can track STEM legislation on the national level. You can talk about our congressional visit days, but you can also find out about a lot of SWE's public policy statements and some hints for how to do advocacy. We also have 2 training webinars out there that talk about how to advocate for SWE and for yourself. So if you go to SWE.org at Legislative Action Center, great tools out there, and that's open to everyone, so all members of SWE. Last year, SWE joined a coalition with, as a main sponsor, along with our other diversity organization partners, SHIP, NSBE, ACES, and SWE are the main sponsors of it, and it's called the 50K Coalition. We received NSF funding for this, and our goal is to graduate 50,000 diverse engineers annually by 2025. Right now we're graduating 30,000. So by changing this equation, we're going to be graduating a lot more diverse engineers. And it's a great program that we're working together. So it's considered a collaborative effort program. So we're each doing our own programs. It's not like we're all doing one thing together. We know that each market, there's some different things to help increase that number. So that collective impact that we're going to be making as all of our groups working together will help increase the number of women and other diverse groups in engineering. So look for more on that to keep coming out. Another exciting thing SWE has recently done is introduced our own research page. So SWE is the authority. We're the world's largest group for women in engineering and technology. And we really are a resource and the #1 resource for women in engineering. So by having this research page, we have an easy place to go to find out all the statistics, to find out research. We recently just released a study called the Climate Control Study. It's not global, like outdoor climate. It's the climate of women in the engineering workforce. And there's a lot of discussion on bias in the workforce and some great examples. I know a lot of our members participated in the survey that led to that research study. So great place to go to learn about all the research in women in STEM. So moving on to another great resource we have our Career Center. Anyone have their resume out on our Career Center? Okay, I want to see more hands than that. SWE Research Center is a great place to put your resume. So, we have a lot of employers that go out there looking for both professional and collegiate hires. They go there to look for resumes. It's a good, I kind of think of it as like LinkedIn. You put your resume out there, people check it out. You don't have to be actively searching and constantly applying for jobs, but you never know when someone might call you talking about the dream job you've always wanted. And if you put your resume in there before coming to these conferences, a lot of our exhibitors will go through and look for people in there to see if they're going to be at the conference and set up. I know people that arrive already, that will be arriving at conference in Austin, will have interviews set up before they even set foot there. So especially a good thing to tell your collegiate section fellow members to put their resumes out here. Another resource we use through that Career Center is our STEM Reentry Task Force. This is a program we started last year with 6 companies that started basically, they call them returnships. It's for women that have been out of the workforce for a while and want to come back into engineering, but aren't exactly sure how to do that. So it's basically an internship for people with more experience on re-entering the workforce. It was a wild success, and we are having more companies signed on this last year. So if you or someone you know is interested, they can go on our Career Center, enter their resume, and then check the box saying that they're a re-entry candidate. And there's jobs available all around the US for these re-entry positions. We also are going to be using our Career Center for Professional Career Fair. So it's going to be virtual on Wednesday, April 5th. You'll be able to register through careers@SWE.org, and it's an online career fair where you can go into chat rooms and chat with different recruiters. And it's my understanding you can have kind of keep a couple conversations going, find out from, there's going to be, I know it's over 20 companies will be on there, and it's a great way to do it where you can, if you can't make it to a conference or there's a company out there that isn't here today but you're interested in talking to connect with them. SWE has done an executive leadership program for several years with Smith College. It's been really successful, so successful that we've expanded it and have run out of, Smith College can no longer have any more capacity for us because, they're also a college and have to have regular classes. So to help meet that demand, SWE is going to be introducing our own executive leadership program also to complement the ones that we have working at Smith already. And this one's going to be held this August in Vancouver. So if you're interested in this, it's meant for more experienced women to learn more about executive leadership. So keep watching social media for that. Okay. SWE Awards, I love SWE Awards. Everyone that knows me at banquets knows how much I love awards. So SWE's added several new individual awards over the last couple years. Applications for individual awards are due March 31st. And there's awards for both collegiate level and professional level. We are going to be introducing a new group award this year, though. We've had a lot of categories over the years, along with the Outstanding Collegiate Section Award. They're going to be replaced by the SWE Mission Awards. And so this will allow more than just sections to apply. So both professional sections and collegiate sections will be able to apply for these awards, along with affiliates or ERGs or a group of MALs or a group of professionals and collegiate members that have been working together. Will be able to apply for the SWE Mission Awards. And some more details on these are going to be coming out in April. So watch your social media for that. But we're really excited to be able to expand these because it's really kind of been limited what groups in SWE can get those awards. And like I said, I love awards. So I want to recognize all those cool things our sections and other groups are doing. So this is going to be a fun thing that we'll be awarding at Celebrate SWE at the upcoming We17 conference. Okay. The last thing I want to leave you with is SWE is digital. We are on every social media platform out there. So we have obviously Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, which I still don't completely understand because I'm too old. We have Pinterest. There's a lot of great things pinned on there, like science experiments and stuff for kids. Tumblr. Our Tumblr is super cool. It's a Tumblr of a lot of our archive stuff. So if you want to see photos of the first SWE meeting in May 27th, 1950, go to our Tumblr. There's photos of them playing badminton, like they had afternoon breaks. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess they had breaks. We don't even know what those are anymore. Yeah. We need to add badminton into our schedule next year. And they're staying at this camp, so they're all like checking into the camp with their hard suitcases. It's amazing. We also have podcasts that are on iTunes and SoundCloud. We have a YouTube channel. Karen and I both do monthly video announcements. Actually, Angie's back here recording it today, so this is going to be on our YouTube channel shortly. We also have our All Together blog, which there's stuff going up at least once a day. I mean, we're continuously doing things there. And that's just on the society level. I know a lot of your sections have things. I also have pages. If you friend me at SWE President on Facebook, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I also have social media too. So I'd like to thank you all for learning more about SWE today.